welcome back. I hope you're all doing okay. Hasn't the weather just been fantastic? So I decided to choose some colours from I didn't decide. Kiki London reached out to me again and asked if I would like to choose some more colours that they would send my way. I mean, it's very, very hard to say no, almost impossible. So I chose Holiday Blues, Parrot Green, Orange Soda and Coconut. Now, these are incredible. Absolutely love them. I'm going to introduce Neon Princess because it's like one of my favourite pinks at the minute. It's so, so good, and it like goes with everything. So I'm going to quickly show you the colours before I put them on the nails. I haven't got swatch sticks. I can't find them anywhere. So I'm really disappointed about that. I'm going to introduce Neutral Pink Easy Builder. Is it called Easy Builder? Easy Build Up? Easy Build Up. This is the first builder gel I've had from Kiki London. It is very thick. It is very nice. So let's have a look at the colours. Obviously no swatch sticks, can't swatch them. You'll have to see them on the nail, which you are about to. I will use all of them. Holiday Blues, absolutely beautiful. I don't think you can get a nicer blue. That and Neon Prince, oh, love them. Orange Soda, I was hoping this would be a bit more orangey. It's quite orangey on camera, but it almost has like a muted tone to it. It is basically orange soda, but I just wanted a little bit more pop. So I'm going to have a look for another orange that has a bit more pop to it. It still worked with this design, and it's still a bloody gorgeous colour. I love it. Parrot Green. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did you see it? It was so nice. Coconut. I was worried that this wasn't going to be super, super white because it was called coconut. I know coconuts are white, like the flesh, but in my head I was like, oh, it's going to be like a muted white or like an off-white, but no, it was very white and I loved it. So to start off with, we're going to do the Orange Soda on the thumbnail. Remove the hair, always a good start. So once that is done, they're all going to have 2 coats as usual, but we're going to move on to that Easy Build Up. Just wanted to zoom in a little bit so you could see a little bit better because I've never used this before and I was intrigued to see how well it is. So it says neutral pink and it is perfect. It's actually perfect. It's completely sheer, but it has the tiny, tiny little hint of pink in it, and it is perfect. I love it. Like I said, it's super, super thick, so it is very, very easy to manipulate and get it to stay actually where you want, so you can create that apex. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just really, really good. Really good. I can't remember the other colours that they have. I might have to have a look on the website and try and order a few more. On the ring finger, I'm going to do an ombre. I was a bit concerned that this wasn't going to match like the rest of the dynamic of the nail set, but I think in the end it did work a little bit. Same with the middle finger actually. I was a bit unsure because what we do to the thumbnail, it doesn't seem to like follow the trend, follow the theme, follow the dynamic, but I think it worked. So we're just doing a ombre, so Parrot Green to Holiday Blues to Neon Princess, and I absolutely love what the Holiday Blues and the Parrot Green kind of like create, their in-between colour. It's so, so nice, which is another thing I always forget about doing. So you see a design that you like online and you're like, oh, I'll go and do that. So you go and get the colours and then you're like, oh, I haven't got that specific colour. Mix them. Mix the colours that you've got to try and make that colour. I always forget. I think because I've got so many colours, back in the day when I only had like a few, I would have to mix them. So now that I don't have to, I don't. But there are occasions where I feel like I should have or I could have. And I always look back. It's like always after the fact and I'm like, I could have done that. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. It's always the afterthought that you could have changed something and you're pretty like confident that it would have been so much better if you had done that. But because you've already done the design, the set, you don't want to go back and do it all over again. So you just forget about it. And then eventually it happens again and you kick yourself a bit more. Or is that just me? Because I have like terrible fibro fog. So I don't know if it's just me or not. So we've done 2 coats of that ombre. It literally doesn't need any more. The first coat on ombre, oh my god, is just always a little bit crap. Let's be honest, it's always streaky, it's a bit patchy, and you always think, oh my god, it's not going well. And you do the second coat and it's just perfect. As long as you've got super pigmented polishes, then it is perfect. And that's why I like Born Pretty, Madame Glam and Kiki London. Oh, and Betsy. Betsy sent me some stuff. Did you see? Aren't they amazing? But what I love the most is Kiki London's bottles match Madame Glam's bottles. So when they're on my shelf, you cannot notice a difference. Love that, because obviously Born Pretty's bottles are really different. Betsy's bottles are really different. They're like square, rectangular, so they don't all match. And I loved that I had a massive collection of Madame Glam, and then I hated that I had to have separate collections. I couldn't include them all together. But Kiki London have the same bottles and I love it. On the index finger and the pinky, it's going to be the same design, just in different colours. So the index, middle and pinky have all had that neutral pink easy build up on them. 2 coats of that as well. Then on the index finger, we're going to do like a pale, not a pale blue, a blue ombre using Holiday Blues, and it's just the tiniest bit on the free edge, and then we blend that up as far as you want to take it. And then we're going to do a French smile line just with the same blue. Now that was really easy for me to do for some reason, but when I got to the pinky, where we did it in parrot green, the French smile line, I think this was the 4th attempt. And the 4th attempt, I was like, you know what, I'm going to map it out. It just wasn't working. So I drew the diagonal lines and then joined them up. And then I just wiped away those diagonal lines. So it's not a problem that you have to map it out and you have to wipe away some of your mistakes or some of the like mapping, planning shapes and lines and stuff. It's absolutely fine. So then on the thumb, the orange thumb, I decided that we would see, I planned this out when Kiki London got in touch with me. I think it was just over a week ago. I've had these for a few days, like sitting on my desk, and there's just been a few things going on, so I haven't been able to get to it straight away. I'll explain that to the members, because I had to explain why there wasn't a member video on Tuesday, so I'll leave a little explanation for the members. But so I haven't been able to get to the box of Kiki London's, like the PR box that they sent me, for a few days. But a week ago when they asked and I went on their website, I tried to design something based off the colours that I saw and that I wanted and that I already had off them. And I think I kind of forgotten. See, I always draw it and I do arrows and point and say what things are, label it all and everything. But there was a couple of the nails that I didn't label. So I was a bit, what do I do here? Because my memory is terrible. So I think this was one of them. And it said something about pink and yellow flowers. But when I was coming to do it, I was like, I don't think yellow flowers would look very good with the orange background. So I stuck to pink. And then I was like, maybe I'll do yellow centres. And I was like, no, we want it to stand out. We want it to be quite stark against the pink and the orange. So we went with the white. And we added some leaves with the parrot orange as well. Not orange, parrot green. Onto the middle nail. Originally what I'd written down was some kind of ombre, pink, orange and another colour, I can't remember. But then I'd drawn squares all over it and I was so confused, literally confusing myself. So I stuck with what I could see visually and we added a few more extra squares because the nail was a little bit bigger, or I did the squares a little bit smaller than I drew. So we're going to use all the colours, the coconut white, orange soda, holiday blues, neon princess and parrot green. And we're just going to do each individual square and give it a cure, because obviously some of them are actually touching, some of them are on a diagonal, so it's absolutely fine to do a square and move straight on to one that's diagonally next to it, because they're not physically touching and they're not going to bleed into each other like the orange and the blue would, or the blue and the pink would. So what I actually do is do them all once, so they all have one coat, and I'm curing individually, so orange cure, blue cure, pink cure, white cure. No, I don't. I do orange cure, blue cure, pink cure, white, green, then cure. Then we do a little bit extra down the bottom, a few more squares, again curing in between, even though some of them are, I think all of them are diagonal actually, but I think I still cure in between each one for some reason. And then we go back and add another square, a white one, diagonally to the left of the orange. But once they're all done, then I go back and do a second coat, and I think that second coat really makes not only like the colour pop, but you can straighten up all of your lines, and it just, you've got to do 2 coats. Now obviously gel paint would be better for something like this because it's thicker, you can control it more, you can get really precise lines, but we worked with what we had and it turned out great. So just finishing off the squares, I'm going to pop another white one, like I said, just above to the left diagonally next to the white one, and then obviously go back and do all the colours all over again, which is very time consuming, I must say. And then it is literally just the ring finger left to do. And of course, in the top left corner, there has been Kiki London's discount code up. It is TLNR, and you get 10% off all of your orders. Thank you to everyone that's ordered using my code or my affiliate link so far. It's been very, very much appreciated, and actually very helpful this month because there are so many birthdays. It's unreal. So we've had one yesterday, one on Sunday, then one on the 11th, one on the 16th, one on the 18th, and one on the 19th. And one of them is a big 40th birthday as well. And they're all really close family members, and it is a nightmare. So the ring finger, I've just taken coconut and we're just doing like a squiggle. Didn't like the top right bit, but, and I chuckled to myself, I don't know if you'll get it, but when I fill in this bit now, because I erased that top right corner, what does this remind you of? I want to know if you feel like it reminds you of the same thing that I think it does. I don't know. Let me know what you think it reminds you of. I'm not going to say it on the on camera on video, but I'll reply to whoever leaves the correct comment. Just got to add a few more little finishing touches to the ring finger. So I wanted a blue, a green and a pink flower to try and get everything else combined. Now, because blue, pink and green is already on the nail, I wanted to do them like, obviously pink's at the bottom in the gel polish, so I'll put the pink flower on the top, green is on the top, so I'll put it in the middle, and blue's in the middle, so I'll put it on the bottom. Kind of wish that I did an orange flower, maybe even a white one. No, white wouldn't work, would it, with the white line? If we could have had an orange flower on there, I think that would have worked a lot better. Not sure. But we're just finishing it off. Once the flowers are cured, we put a caviar bead in the centre, and then some crystals and more caviar beads throughout. Now, Kiki London's No Wipe Top Coat is so thick. So it's gonna, if you've been painting like this flower nail, if you just go ahead and put a top coat on that, it's going to be wiggly. The lines are going to be wiggly. The light line, but this is so thick and it literally just smooths everything right out. Look at it. Look how shiny it is. Isn't it great? Isn't it great when you find something that works better than what you expected or better than what you were promised? I love that. So what do you think of the video? What do you think of the design? I absolutely love it. It's so retro, but super bright and super summery at the same time. Love it. Absolutely love it. I think when I do my nails again, because I'm trying to grow them out, so I've been using press-on nails quite a lot. And I think I'm going to use this Easy Build Up Neutral Pink on my own nails, just to help them out a little bit. Also, if members could let me know their shelf choices for tomorrow's Triple F Fling and Flangin' Friday Mystery Nail Art Day, that would be much appreciated. And thank you all so much for watching. Everything I've used is always going to be linked in the description box down below, along with discount codes, some affiliate links, but every little helps, literally. There'll be discount codes for lots of other places too. Well, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.